Donald Trump is elected president of the United States. In a kind of historical way, it's exciting because we will see the actual last president of the United States. It just won't work after that.
Disgraceful that the intelligence agencies allowed any information that turned out to be so false and fake out. I think it's a disgrace. And I say that. And that's something that Nazi Germany would have done and did do. I think it's a disgrace. That information that was false and fake and never happened got released to the public. As far as BuzzFeed, which is a failing pile of garbage, writing it, I think they're going to suffer the consequences. They already are.
When Johnny Depp and Morgan Freeman take the stage, you know something legendary is about to happen. But when their target is Melania Trump, that's when things get really interesting. Two of Hollywood's most respected actors, known for their sharp wit and commanding presence, didn't just crack a few jokes. They delivered a full-blown roast that had the entire audience buzzing. And the best part? It wasn't just about Melania. The deeper message behind their words made it clear that this was more than just comedy. It was a statement. But what exactly did they say? And why did their words carry so much weight? Let's dive into the night Johnny Depp and Morgan Freeman set their sights on the most unexpected target in the Trump dynasty. The atmosphere was electric. The crowd, a mix of Hollywood's elite and influential figures, had gathered for a prestigious gala event. The champagne flowed, the cameras flashed, and then Johnny Depp took the stage. Dressed in his signature eccentric style, he sauntered forward, adjusting his hat with a mischievous grin. The audience leaned in, knowing full well that Depp wasn't one to hold back. Then came the opening line that set the internet on fire. If there was ever a trophy wife who deserved an Oscar for Best Supporting Role, it's Melania Trump.
Donald Trump.
He was difficult. I approached Donald Trump as, and it's not just about being a rich kid or anything like that. I approached Donald Trump as what you kind of see in him when you really watch him. There's a pretense, there's something created about him, and he is, I believe, is a brat.
The room erupted in laughter, gasps, and shocked expressions. But Johnny wasn't done yet. He had more to say, and every word dripped with sarcasm and wit. Johnny, with his trademark charisma, continued. She plays the long-suffering First Lady so convincingly, I half expect her to break out into a monologue about surviving shipwrecks. The crowd roared. Then, with a sly smirk, he leaned forward. And let's talk about her fashion choices. Every time she steps out in one of those power suits, it feels like she's trying to remind the world, I'm Carolina. I'm over here pretending not to notice my husband acting like a toddler. The laughter intensified, but Depp wasn't just roasting her fashion. He was making a point. Lowering his voice as if sharing a secret, he added, honestly though, can you blame her? If I had to walk arm in arm with someone whose ego could sink the Titanic, I'd probably rock the icy blonde hair too. The metaphor was brutal. Comparing Trump's ego to a sinking ship? That one hit hard. The audience knew Depp wasn't just making fun of Melania. He was shining a light on the absurdity of the Trump era. And just when the audience thought they'd heard the best punchline, Morgan Freeman took the stage. If Johnny Depp is the king of mischief, Morgan Freeman is the master of elegance. As he approached the microphone, the room fell silent. There's something about Freeman's voice, deep, commanding, and wise, that makes every word feel profound. He took a moment, glanced at the audience, and then began, let me paint you a picture.
Trolling the Republican Party. Stated, and what's this guy's name? Name McConnell?
Yeah. Mitch McConnell, yeah.
Mitch McConnell. Their stated policy, publicly stated, is to do whatever it takes to see to it that Obama only serves one term. What is that? What underlines that? Screw the country. We're going to do whatever we do to get this black man. We're going to do whatever we can to get this black man.
Imagine being Melania Trump. The room waited in anticipation. He continued, you're married to a man who thinks he's the star of his own reality show. And guess what? He is. Except now, instead of hosting a game show, he's running the country. And trust me, that's scarier than any pirate adventure Johnny Depp could dream up. The clever dig at Trump's television roots landed perfectly. Freeman, ever the storyteller, let the weight of his words sink in before delivering the knockout line. Melania's job description basically reads, stand next to a man who talks louder than God and try to look dignified while doing it. If that's not the definition of strength, I don't know what is. The crowd exploded. It wasn't just a joke, it was a brilliantly framed observation about Melania's unusual role in history. And Freeman wasn't done yet. Let's not forget her famous quote, "Be kind and stop bullying." Oh, sweet irony, where art thou? Because clearly Melania has been living inside a Trump rally for 4 years, and somehow she still managed to stay classy. The punchline was lethal. The audience knew it, and the world watching online knew it too. This wasn't just comedy, it was a moment of cultural commentary wrapped in laughter. But was this just a roast, or was there something deeper at play? Comedy has long been a weapon against power. Historically, satirists have poked fun at politicians to expose uncomfortable truths. What Depp and Freeman did that night was more than just entertainment. It was an indirect way of holding Trump accountable, using Melania as the medium. After all, every time Melania was dragged into the chaos of her husband's presidency, it was because of Trump's own inability to keep his mouth shut or his Twitter fingers still. She had become, as one journalist put it, the human equivalent of duct tape holding together a house full of broken furniture. The fallout from the roast was immediate.
You never thought about that, but I'm not surprised in one way, because a lot of people, they're against my husband and he's run for president, so it surprised me. In one way, it's hard because press, it's very dishonest and it's a lot of lies that they've written also about me as my husband. I filed a few lawsuits and I'm in the court now because they accuse me of doing stuff that I never did in my life, and they wrote lies, and I will not allow that.
Social media exploded with divided opinions. Some called it comedy gold. Others labeled it as tasteless. Trump supporters were quick to defend Melania, arguing that she was an unfair target. But here's the thing. Melania herself? Silent. She didn't respond. No tweets, no statements, nothing. And in that silence lay the real mystery. Was she unfazed, annoyed, or secretly amused? The world may never know. One thing is certain, Hollywood isn't done roasting the Trumps. Satire, sarcasm, and brutal takedowns will continue to shape how history remembers this era. Johnny Depp and Morgan Freeman may have been the ones delivering the jokes, but the real punchline? It's that even after all these roasts, controversies, and late-night talk show segments, Melania Trump remains one of the biggest enigmas in political history. And if she ever does decide to break her silence and write a memoir, well, let's just say that would be worth reading.